What the flick, everybody? Welcome to the show, Ben Mankiewicz. Everything's changed. I like it when Christy is here. Matt Atchity, Christy Lemire, Alonso Duralde.
Bask in the femininity.
Totally, yeah.
But it's Valentine's Day, so we're all kind of snuggly and lovely and sweet, aren't we?
You did not come in snuggly and lovely.
I did not.
You were.
But she's going to leave having been loved and snuggled.
That's right.
Nothing says Valentine's Day more than Die Hard.
Oy.
What's it called? What's the title?
A good day to die hard.
Look, I didn't see it. I missed the screening.
Smart man.
The screening on Tuesday.
Bruce Willis is John McClane for the 5th time, the wisecracking New York cop who seems to find trouble wherever he goes. This time he goes to Moscow to track down his bitter and estranged son, played by Courtney. Young Australian hunk Courtney, who turns out is not in serious criminal trouble like his dad thinks he is, but he's actually a spy. And so dad turns up just in time to ruin his mission. Take a look. So shit gets blowed up real good, but not even in a fun way.
No, you know, I will say that there's some action sequences in here, although they don't make any sense from the standpoint of just putting together a sequence of gunfights and explosions, are kind of good. And the one thing I liked in this movie, as far as story or character, what little there is that they actually acknowledge and kind of joke about how John McClane basically brings disaster wherever he goes.
This movie makes you appreciate that good action sequences have a place in the story. Like they come out of some context of this is why this is happening now. Like as ridiculous as the car takes out a helicopter scene in Live Free or Die Hard is, at least, okay, they're in a tunnel and there's a helicopter and the helicopter is shooting so they can't get out of the tunnel, so they have to send the car out. This movie, shit blows up for no reason. There's these crazy traffic chases where McClane is like running people over and cars are flipping over and you're like, you're not even there on duty. Like you are, as the movie, as he keeps saying throughout the film, I'm on vacation.
Which even though he's not
on vacation, he's there to see the sun.
In that car chase, though, like untold numbers of people should be dead.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's not a single cop that shows up anywhere. He just blithely goes through this thing for no. And here's the thing: I love the Die Hard movies. I love even like 2, which people apparently are telling me now they hate. I love Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2.
I think they're great. This one sucks. And this one, it's the 25th anniversary of the franchise, and we're just coming off of Skyfall, which is the 50th anniversary Bond, which totally revitalized it. And this one, you're like, wow, maybe never make another Die Hard movie if they're going to be this bad.
It's beyond dumb action, right? Like this is, and I think it was Denby who was writing about how this is the way that action movies appealing to an international market are going to work out, because you've got a significant portion of the dialogue is already subtitled, right? You don't really worry about character, you don't have any subtlety to it. It's really just a string of action sequences that don't really make any sense. Now, that's fine. That can work as a movie, or at least can be a fun time. But don't take something as great and beloved as Die Hard and a character that is so established and people like John McClane.
This is the shortest Die Hard. Like they've all been over 2 hours, and and usually they make use of that time to give you character stuff and have some wit and something. And this one, 97 minutes in and out, and who are these people? I don't care. Right. It's worth pointing out that this is one of Fox's most successful franchises, most beloved franchises, and they have handed the keys over to the director of Max Payne and the writer of Wolverine. What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's just joyless.
Well, that's because I think Bruce Willis doesn't want to be pushed into anything. Like it's a director he can push around, right? I mean, and he's got kind of a rep for that. I mean, listen to Kevin Smith talk about doing cop out.
But he'll work with somebody like Rian Johnson or Wes Anderson and
be part of the ensemble.
Be in that. Yeah, and do it. But for this, clearly, he went the opposite route.
That to me is one of the most disappointing things about this movie, is that Bruce Willis himself so obviously doesn't want to be here. He's so sleepwalking through this. Like
even
the charm, the charm that he,
even
in the 4th one, which not a lot of people like, he brings a charm. No,
That's
that's
the
the
third
third
one.
That's
That's
right.
suitcases.
Justin Long is
Justin
the fourth
Long,
one.
you know,
And the 105 freeway chase.
he'll bring why we
Tim
love
Oliphant.
Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Right, he'll bring that Bruce Willis charm. The whole reason we love seeing him in a movie like this. There's that charisma, that charm he has. This one, he just so obviously could not care less.
But also what's interesting is that the character has evolved from, he was known as a cowboy and the epitome of like 80s Reagan era kind of regular guy resourcefulness. And now he's a cartoon character. I mean, the
Right.
things that happen to him, and I know it's an action movie and it's not supposed to be
Now
totally
he's the ugly
plausible.
American.
He's the ugly American, but he's also, he's Wile E. Coyote. I mean, given the shit that happens to him,
Yeah, that he
he
doesn't
bounces
die.
right back up without a scratch. I mean, he falls through like layer after layer of scaffolding on the outside of a high rise, and he sort of goes, "Ugh," and has some little quip for a second, but he's like back up again and ready to go. And it's
Scaffolding in,
ridiculous.
in
He's
movies is-
57.
yeah.
But yeah, this is a movie that even the action is so uninspired. They have not one but two sequences in which helicopters just sit there, hovering in the sky,
And shoot at
firing
people.
like high-powered rounds into a building.
Yeah.
Like they do
Yeah.
it twice.
Yeah, I don't think that's a crime in Australia. It's the,
Russia.
Anyway,
Russia.
so it's,
Sorry.
Do
it's
we
just
think,
depressing
do we
and
think
terrible.
this movie exists to pass the Die Hard reins to the kid? I mean,
Maybe, but he's
because
not
I like
that exciting
I
either.
like Jay Courtney. I think I've only seen him in this and Jack Reacher, but I'm thinking he, you know, granted neither film was great, but I think he's got a real presence. He has a sort of Tom Hardy thing happening.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see him in a not shitty movie
I
and
liked
see
him in
where it
Jack. I
goes.
liked-
I would be shocked if people would line up to go see a Die Hard movie that didn't
Without
have
Bruce
Bruce Willis, yeah.
So is this
Bruce Willis
And this
is
was gonna
Die
take.
So
Hard.
last thing, did you got, is this it? Last Die Hard, would you say?
I hope so. I think this, but again, like if the international numbers are good, what incentive is there to not make another one, right?
See,
why
at this
why
point,
have quality
I hope
when you can make money?
At this point, I hope they do make another one.
And that it's
because-
good,
that
so
it's
they can
good.
end on a good note.
Right.
Me too.
All right, what are your numbers? Yeah.
Two.
I didn't hate it that much. 4,
So 2.7, and it's at what?
like 14%.
All right, so don't go see Die Hard. Unless you live outside the United States, in which case you'll love it!
Очень хорошо. Bye.